Cheers, g'day, Sonia Bernard here, linked by ink, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today's video is going to be uploaded tomorrow, Thursday, September 21st, and it is a free with minimum purchase card class, and that will be good through to Monday, October 2nd. And normally when I show you my cards, I show you one and then we make one, but I got all the way to the last step on the last card and realized I didn't have my mic plugged in the whole time, and I was having internet issues, connectivity, so let me double check on that. And then I realized I was on my iPhone hotspot. So it's been a day. So this is why I do try to do my videos instead of live, do them prior to, so I can iron out all the kinks. But anyway, so today's class is actually going to be using the garden walk on page 52 in the mini catalog. There's some other samples. There's some more samples on the next page too that you can use that stamp set. And we're going to use this Fun BSP. Now this might not be everyone's cup of tea because there's a lot of florals in it. And these are floral cards today. However, there's a lot on the back of the paper that you can use. So it's always like, if you look at one and go, oh no, that's not for me, turn it over. Because this to me is a lot busier than this side. I will go through the paper pack at the end. You can see this is my piece that I've been using with my bits in there. This is the Garden Walk 6x6. And I'll go through that at the end of the video and just show you all the fun papers in there, back and front. So if you're like looking at these cards, you're like, oh, that's a little bit busy for me, flip it over, make it different, okay? And it will probably change the look of the card completely. So, okay, so some of these are a little fun fold, like this is actually a little easel card, okay? And then we've got Izzy fold, which is like that, okay? And then we've got one, these are just normal, it's your birthday. Just, look, my bow is in the way of my sentiment. I don't like that. There we go. You know, and if that keeps happening, if you keep having this issue and your bow's like getting up in your sentiment, go ahead and grab a mini glue dot, stick it on there, and you can literally just glue the part down that's sticking up like that, which is probably what I'll have to end up doing with this one. And then we have this cute little one here. This is my favorite paper. Everything's backwards there. So just another cute little card. So these are easy, and I want to bring you easy so that you can take these. You can use whatever paper you have at the house. If you don't want this kit, you can just use this to go ahead and get creative. Use this whole video to go ahead and get creative. I'm going to verbally give you all the directions and the measurements. Now, if you want the measurements in a PDF with the complete tutorial and the kit, which is all the pieces, the bits and pieces to make these cards, then you just make a purchase of $35 or more using my host code in the link description below, and I mail you your kit free to your house, popped in the mail, and then I'll also email you the free PDF tutorial, which is a $15 value. And then if you spend $50 or more, this is before shipping and tax, okay, then I will add in a pack of these embellishments that we're using today. Okay, let's turn this down. We're going to change some things. I've got to flip one, flip two, flip the whole thing down, and let's take two. Really didn't have time to do this twice today, but hey, I've got some extra cards made. So that works. Okay, so the first one we're making is this wishing you the warm blessings of Christmas. And because I did do this earlier already, you can see I also did this in Memento ink here, and then I've done it in Pretty Peacock as well. So you can look at which one you like the look of more. and use that ink color, whatever you have at the house. Now remember, stamps is not included, so none of this is stamped. You'll just receive the piece blank, and then you'll have to get your stamps and stamp it yourself. And the embellishment is only included if you spend $50 or more. The ribbon is included. All the cardstock is cut and ready to go for you. When it's a fun fold like this, it's going to be scored for you. If it's just a basic card, then it's probably not going to be scored. It's just you'll fold that in half and do that. Okay, I kind of like both. Oh, you know what we should do this time, since I've already done it in those two. What about if we do it in the Poppy Parade as well? Let's just mix it up. Okay, let's get busy. We'll go through this a little bit quicker than last time because I just made these. I had to go and recut a whole new kit because I don't cut my kits at the beginning. I wait till people place their orders and then I go ahead and cut kits. I usually have an idea about how many I'm going to get every month from people who buy the kits. So yeah, did I score? Okay, good. So this is a 11 by 4 1/4. And then this is scored at 5 1/2, and it's also scored at 2 3/4. And we are going to fold that in on itself so that it's going to go like that. Okay, then we've got our basic white cardstock, and that's 5 1/4 by 4, and that's just that layer on the inside. Now if you want, there is a 1 inch by 4 inch piece of DSP that you can add to the bottom of this. I'm going to show you the difference on how it looks. So if you want to, you can have this piece here, or you can choose not to. The choice is, let me move that one so you get a better view. There we go. So the choice is yours. One of my gold things fell off. Let's put this here. Boop. Okay. Because you're gonna write your little note here that you want them to see, what, you know, whatever that little message is. So you can either put this here or leave it off and have more space to write. That's up to you. Okay. Again, quick and easy. We like it quick and easy. We've got our Poppy Parade, which is 5 by 3 3/4, and then we've got our DSP, which is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And we're just going to layer those two together. And then we're going to get our organza ribbon, glittered ribbon, which I've almost used one spool, so I love it. I love the bits of glitter in here. Sometimes little bits will fall off. So if you have an aversion to glitter, you may want to not use this one, but just little bits of it, but it's not huge. It's just like a couple here and there. So now I always keep my ribbon on the spool so that I'm creating the bow, and this way if I have it too long, I can shorten it without having to cut a bunch of ribbon and waste a bunch of ribbon, if that makes sense. That one worked out perfect. Yay! Love it when a plan comes together. Okay, so simple, right? We're almost done. Can you believe that? So the next thing we want to do is we're going to eyeball this and kind of make it so it's centered in the front piece of that card. We're going to get our finger here. We're going to put glue on the bottom portion of this. We'll put a little bit on that ribbon too because I don't want that moving. Oh, I just got glue on the table. Whoops. Okay, so we're gluing just the bottom portion. Okay, and we're going to fold that. Boom. And then just let that sit for a second. Then next, normally like with easel cards, you'll see like it'll have a little something here with maybe a sentiment. But if you want a quick and easy easel card, you don't want to be here all day, an embellishment. Boom, done. This is what are they called? This comes in the suite. These are the Blooming Pearls embellishments, and I absolutely am loving the colors. So you've got like a gold, pink, This is more like a blue, and this is more like a blue-green kind of color. Love it. And then you can have your 1x4 inch piece strip that you can put here if you want it. Next, we just need a piece of Poppy Parade, and this is punched out using the modern oval punch right there. I know it's very shiny and dirty, but that's a modern oval punch. And then I've also done that in basic white. And we are going to go ahead, and this is actually in this stamp set that we're using, the Modern Garden stamp set. There's actually a Wishing You the Warm Blessings of Christmas in there as well. But then there's Enjoy Your Special Day, Best Wishes for a Fun-Filled Future, and It's Your Birthday. So, and then this is two-step stamping, which means you can like stamp and then like stamp off and then stamp in full strength using one color, or you can mix it up and use two colors as well. We're actually not using a lot of these stamps today. We're using mostly sentiments and then this little floral one here. And then we'll grab a sentiment from another stamp set in a minute. So let's try this with Poppy Parade too. Don't know how it'll look, but I just want to give it a go. Okay, so we're going to grab that one, ink it up, and we're going to try to get that as straight as we can there in the middle. And there we go, perfect. And then if you notice, you're looking at my card, be like, wait a second. It actually looks a little bit like a Christmas ornament here, but it's not. So what I did is got my, oh, I just hit the table. Sorry about that. I was reaching for my paper trimmer. So I got my, my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to line that up, trying to be as straight as I can because I don't want it crooked. And you'll see this little track here. So you don't want to go over that track. But if you're not sure, when you fold it and you look through here, you'll be able to, if you don't see any of the sentiment, then you're good to go. You can just trim that off. It doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be right up next to the edge or whatever. It's just, we're just doing it approximately. Then you can use this line to go ahead and line that up to get it straight. Check that you're not getting the sentiment and through there. And it pretty much, it's good enough, you know. Doesn't have to be exact measurement there. It's going to be so minuscule, people won't notice. So, and I wanted to do that just so it has this backing, because it looked very stark just putting it here. Oh, actually that works too. But I really like this. I don't know why I haven't thought of this before. Is like I'll always like take the larger part, maybe cut it in half, put it on the ends. You know how you have that layered look. But I didn't think, why don't I stamp it and then trim down the actual stamped section? So I had that eureka moment today. I was like, how am I doing this? Because it did not look good the other way when this was full white. So then I'm just going to put one on the top, one on the bottom. I know I'm not going overboard with the dimensionals. Look at that. And then we will put this up here, and a little bit of bling. We'll use a big one so they really stand out. Then we'll put a little one down here, and that's it. Now you can see that you can pick whatever color you want for the sentiment. We have the pretty peacock, the tuxedo memento black, and the Poppy Parade, and I think they all look fantastic. I think you could use any color on your sentiment. So there we go. That's card number 1. Boom. Let's get it done. Card number 2. Here we go. This is a Z-fold. It's your birthday. I think it's still important, even though we're in fall and everyone wants to hit those, you know, warm colors. I think it'd still be fun to send something, you know, something bright and spring-like in the fall to someone whose birthday it is, because it's still a celebration. It's still fun. So, you know, and you could also change this and maybe also change the sentiment, like keep this as it is, but it could be a feel better soon. It could be sorry about your loss. Here's one thing to remember when gluing down your paper. Check that you're gluing it the right way, because I did this one upside down and you probably wouldn't even notice unless I told you. But yeah, so just one thing to keep in mind. Okay, so this is our thick basic white, and we've got an 8.5 by a 5.5. We've scored it at a 4 1/4 and also at a 2 1/8. So we're going to fold this in. You always fold, there's the bump, fold into the bump. And use your bone folder. What's on my bone folder? Oh, there's glue on my bone folder. That's not good. Oh, that's that glue I got on the table. Well, I'm just spreading glue everywhere now. Oh dear. Then we're going to fold this back and give it a good burnish with your bone folder, okay? There we go. Okay, then we've got a couple of extra pieces. Here's all our pieces. So this is what you get in the kit along with the ribbon, okay? It'll be scored for you, unless it's just a regular basic fold, then you would score that yourself or just fold it. So we have got our 5 1/4 by 4 pretty peacock, and we're going to layer this on the inside. And the reason I'm doing this layer is because then I want the front side to match up with the inside, and you see what I mean by this? So this is matching up with that. There we go. And plus it just makes it more cohesive than if it was just all white. It would just be too stark. I really want it to like blend together. So we've put this layer here, and then we've got our piece of basic white, and it is, how big is this? This is 5 by 3 3/4. I couldn't see where I wrote it down. I was looking in the wrong spot. It happens. Don't worry about it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pop that down. Look at that. I wonder if I can get this done quicker than I did the last film. Oh, I still can't believe that. I literally, up to the very, I'll tell you when we get there how far in I was. I was in. Okay, so now we're going to get our pretty peacock, and this is 5 by 3 3/4, and our garden walk paper, DSP, and that is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And we're just going to simply layer these two together. Look at the fun patterns on the back. That's what I'll show you at the end of this video. I'll walk you through the paper pack so you can see. Because honestly, when I first saw this pack, I was like, whew, that's bold. Some bold choices here. But the colors really, you know, are really, really pretty. And then when you actually separate them and make them into cards like this, you know, I think it just really, it changes the way you look at it. Okay, so we've got our flowers up the correct way this time. And we're going to want to put glue, but just on this side of the back of this, okay? So we're going to want to put glue on here, because we just want to glue it to this side panel here. So I am laying that down, getting about where the seam is with my fingers, and I'll just go a little bit over to that. I'll put some glue there. And then making sure my paper is up the correct way. I will place that down, and then I'll use this, the underneath, to kind of line it up to center it onto that piece. That worked out perfectly that time. Yay! Okay, next we're gonna grab our fun braided twine here, braided linen trim, and it's Calypso Coral, and I don't know if you can see, but it's actually braided. You know, like when you braid someone's hair, it's actually braided, and it gives it a great feel to it. It's very strong. Okay, so we're going to tie this around again. Whoops, going the wrong way. And you're just tying around the panel like this. Hang on, I have to go a certain way. I have to have the tail, because I keep my ribbon on the spool, but I have to have my tail to the right. I'm right-handed. And then I will tie this bow closer to the top. And I kind of want the tail long on this, because there's not a lot going on in this card other than the DSP. So I kind of want the the ribbon to play a bigger part than normal. See how I'm going to keep those tails very long on there? There we go. That's kind of more that I was looking for. My other one came out a little bit less than that. Okay, and we're almost done, almost done. So we've got our pretty peacock, and we've got our punches, our 2-inch that we've punched out a pretty peacock, and then we've got our 1 3/4 inch that we've done our basic white in. And these punches can be found online under the online exclusives, okay? You won't find them in the catalogs. They are an online exclusive stamp set. And we're going to put It's Your Birthday, and we're going to do that in Pretty Peacock right there. And we're almost done with this one too. Quick and easy. Still got a cute little fun fold to it, so it's got a little something extra. But it's not going to take you all day to go ahead and make this card for someone. So if you need to make up a bunch of them, I know a lot of people make cards for their churches. You know, this would be a great, all these cards would be great for that. Just use what you have on hand already. But if you want this wonderful card class, that way you can have all the instructions in the PDF. So you can just quickly make them all up. Then just go ahead and make that purchase. Don't forget we've got our clearance rack going on. I'm going to put dimensionals on the left and right because I like to put the ribbon through the middle. But yeah, clearance rack's happening. We've got our whole mini catalog. And there are a lot of the papers in the mini catalog that are on unorderable right now because they just sold out. They're just so popular. Can't keep up, supply and demand, which is fantastic. You know, that means we're not going anywhere, but it's also, you know, oh, well, this paper's not available. So that's another reason I chose this paper today for these cards, because I could have used any paper that I had out of the catalog. But I don't want to show you cards with paper that you can't even go buy, you know. So right now you can buy this through and as I checked today, it's all available. So there's card 2, done and dusted. Woo, we are moving on to number 3. Okay, here we go. And this one, these next two, while they don't have, they're not fun folds, they do have a little extra stamping on them. So I just need some more coffee. So, they are stepped up for sure, so they're going to take you a little bit longer to do rather than the quick card. Now I'm not going to burnish it yet. We've got our Poppy Parade, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4, and there's that score line here. I'm going to bring this up to there, and then I'm going to get my Poppy Parade ink, and I'm going to get this cute little flower that's in this right there. And I don't want to stamp the back of the card, so that's why I have this here. That will prevent me from getting ink on the back of the card. It's like a little mask. So I'm going to stamp like the full, and then I'm going to go like the whole thing on, and then a little bit off. And when you stamp here, I'm stamping a little bit harder because it's got to go over that edge, and I want to make sure I'm getting a nice clean stamp. There we go. And then we're going to go on. So I'm just kind of doing a pattern of on and kind of half off, and then on again, kind of half off. Whoops, that one didn't work properly. Don't worry about that. Just pretend it's fine. I'm going to do this one and that one. Oop, there we go. Now if you make a little boo-boo, hopefully we'll cover that up, so don't worry about that. That's what happens when I'm trying to rush and I don't have a stamp pad under here. Maybe I should have a stamp pad with that one, but that's okay. So you'll see now you've just got that stamping on the one side. So now you can go ahead and burnish that. There we go. Next, we're going to get our boho blue cardstock. Oh, and look, it's going to cover up pretty much most of that little boo-boo I made. Love it when a plan comes together. That is a 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. Then we're going to get our white, which is a 4 by 3. And we're going to get our cute little square, which is 2 3/4 square. And what we're going to do is kind of eyeball that. So we want it about here. And we're going to make this another birthday card. Now, again, you could use anything that you have, any little stamp set that fits up here. But I do like some birthday cards. Okay. So I'm just kind of placing that there as a, oop, apparently I put some red there. Let's flip that. Gonna kind of eyeball this. I haven't glued it down yet because I like to do my stamping first. And then I'm going to put this not upside down. That would be horrendous. We're going to use boho blue ink. And we're going to stamp that on the right hand side. Perfect. Yes. So that was boho blue. And now we can layer this together. So even with that extra stamping, this still is not a card that takes a very long time to put together. It's nice, it's quick, it's easy. It's got some extra stamping on it. So it's, you know, it's a lot of fun. But it's not going to take you all day. Because there's cards out there that are absolutely gorgeous. And the people who come up with these cards, I'm like, oh, the creativity is just amazing. But in my world, nobody got time for that. Occasionally, yes. But on a day-to-day basis, let's get these cards made and get them out the door. Let's get them in the mail and to the people that it's going to make them happy. We're going to take our basic white, a 5 1/4 by 4, and we're going to go ahead and pop that on the inside too. And of course you could decorate this should you want to, along with your envelope and everything. But the piece is going to come to you just cut. Remember, nothing is going to be stamped, but all the pieces will be cut for you. So this one, like, this wouldn't have a score line. This one you're going to just score that yourself because it's a basic fold. It's basically like folded in half. So then we're going to get our ribbon. Where have I lost my ribbon? And we're going to tie this around. All our cards have ribbon today. I guess, you know, if you want to get better at bows, tie a lot of bows, right? So again, I'll leave that on the spool. So this way, if I tie my bow and it's too long, or if I think I'm at the end of the spool, then I'll be able to just readjust. But I think that might work out just fine. Let me just play with it a little bit. Pull it a little tighter. There we go. That works. And let's go ahead and trim that. There we go. And like, if your bow does go, if your bow starts acting out and it's like covering, just say it's covering up that, you can go ahead and get a mini glue dot and glue it down where you need to glue it to reposition it, and that'll actually keep it tame and out of the way so you can still see your sentiment. So I might have to do that with that one later. Okay, now we want to go ahead and get some dimensionals on the back here. And I will just put one to the ribbon there, just so that's not, you know, moving around on me. Because I want that, once I've got it in place, that's where I want it. So I don't want it moving anywhere. And then we will go ahead and put this down here. And we're almost done. Just need a little bling. That nearly covered that whole thing. So you can use whatever color bling you want. I did use the more green one here, but we can also go and let's try pink this time. And we'll do this one and this one. And we'll just pop one over here. And done. And again, like I said, you can get a little mini glue dot and just pop that under there, and you can actually like make it stay where you want it. Okay, that's number 3. 1 left. Can you believe it? I think I'm doing good this time. We'll see. See how quickly we can get this last one knocked out. I don't know why I'm in a hurry today. Probably because I already did this. I did the whole class. Oh my goodness. I was laughing so much when I realized what I'd done, which is better than crying. But I was like, how can you be so silly? But at least this time I saw it and I didn't upload it, because that happened once before. Okay, just getting some of my coffee. Okay, so we've got our pretty peacock. I love this color. 8.5 by 5.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4, and just nice and easy. Then we've got a 5 1/4 by 4 basic white. That's our inside to our card. Now, all that will come in your kit, cut, ready to go. Remember, your kit is going to be shipped to you absolutely free, which is awesome. I mean, you know, my card classes, you're either going to pay $20 to make 8 cards, or you're going to put a minimum $35 order and you're going to get the whole thing for free. So there you go. Next, we are using the painted texture embossing folder, which is, I have that here, and you're just going to run that through to do your embossing. And this is on a 5 1/4 by 4, so that's like the next layer down. But you don't want to glue it down yet. We've got a lot of things to attach to this before we start gluing, so do not glue that down yet. So we're going to get our basic white cardstock, which is 3 1/4 square, and then we're going to get our DSP, which is a 3-inch square. This is absolutely my favorite paper from this one, I think. And we can go ahead and just glue them down. And then our sentiment is going to go to the right. So I'm going to make sure that I've got these roses showing to the left. Or I could do it this way. Oh, I like that better. There we go. So you can turn it to see what way you like it better, because this is going to go over on this right side a little bit. So I want to make sure that those roses are being seen. So we're going to go ahead and glue that layer to the dry embossed layer. So this is called dry embossing, what we've done there, because we've used an embossing folder, and we're just going to have that so it's about the same top, bottom, and side there. Whoops, press that down, and then more ribbon, because we can't get enough of the ribbon today. Oh, this one's come to the end of the road there. That one's done and dusted. Yay, we got another one. Gotta make sure we've got enough ribbon. Doing it the wrong way. Gotta have the tail on the right hand side, right? I don't know, sometimes I start doing it and then I'm like, okay, I'm doing it backwards. Yes, oh, I did have it the right way. I don't know. Okay. We're just going to tie this and put a bow here. Now, this might be a little bit long, so this is what I'm talking about, where you can just make that a little bit shorter, and this is where you're not wasting any of your gorgeous ribbon. There we go. Actually, I want the tail a little bit longer now. Now I'm just being picky. But it's okay, you're allowed to be picky. And we'll just mess with that because I just love it. This is the other thing about this ribbon though. It kind of just suits it. Like it's a messy bow and it doesn't matter because the ribbon just makes it work perfectly. I just love it. You don't have to worry about it being absolutely perfect. So I'm going to put that about there, which is just under halfway. It's not quite halfway. I just want it a little bit down. I don't know why. I just like it a little bit further down than halfway. And then we can go ahead and do our dimensionals. And again, I am going to pop that onto the ribbon so that stays in place there. And then we'll do a little extra on these just because this panel's a little heftier. And I don't want it sagging in the middle here, so go ahead and pull all those. Love dimensionals. Find these all over my house, these little bits everywhere. I found them on my cat, on my dog, on my husband. I found them everywhere. It's funny. In my bathroom, downstairs. Okay, so then oh, that is bothering me there. Let me just trim that. That dimensional is like right there on the edge. And it's just gonna mess with me. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put that down. You could almost just leave it like that. It's like a little present, but we want to go ahead and put a little sentiment on there. And yeah, so I had done all of this. So this is a 2-inch circle punch. This is a 1 3/4. I had talked all about my cute little embossing tray that I love and how I love embossing buddies. I just popped that on there. And yeah, it was about when I started the heat tool, I looked up and went, oh, sound's not on. That's not gonna work. Okay, so this sentiment that I'm using, where is it? Oh, here we go. Is actually from a different stamp set because there are limited sentiments on that on the Modern Garden, but this one has a little something for you with lots of love from me, and I thought that was really cute. And I also thought this would be good to make even like a little tag with. Doesn't even have to be Christmas, but maybe you're giving a gift with this card as well. You could do a matching card, a matching tag with the card. So I thought that was just cute. So we're going to stamp that in our Versamark. And then we're going to get our white embossing powder. Let's just move our card out the way. I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. And you can find this, I believe, online as well. Don't think it's in the catalog, but I'd have to double check. I know it came out in a holiday catalog, or a mini catalog, I should say, not the holiday one. And then I think it transitioned to the annual catalog, but I can't remember if it transitioned or if it went online. So, but just type in embossing and then you'll be able to find that. My white powder that's got so many specks in it, but it still comes out white, so I don't mind it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put that in our little tray. So this is just a little cardboard lid. And then some alfoil in there. I'm going to get my heat tool. Just going to turn this up for a minute. And we'll just, whoop, off it goes. Let's heat this up. And you'll be able to see quite easily when it changes. There it goes. It goes very white. If you hold the heat tool at an angle, it'll keep it from flying around. And if you wanted to, you could use the tweezers that come with it as well. But I just kind of like to push it up against the edge and have the air flowing over it. So yeah, that's where I got up to on my video just an hour or so ago. Okay, so I'm just going to wipe that off a little bit. That's that embossing powder. This is a Swiffer, a piece of Swiffer cloth, which is very old and kind of, I might have to get a new one, but I always just wipe off the, I just wipe it off with that. Now, I did do it flat on this one because I've already got, it's already kind of bulky, the card. Okay, so I don't want it dimensionals and then dimensionals as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that flat. Like this, And then we're going to put in dimensional up top, dimensional down bottom, boom, boom. And we're going to go ahead and place that on there. And there's that card done. Yes. So you will have, when you finish with your kit, you will have 8 cards like this when you've made everything from your kit. You will have these 8 gorgeous cards to send out and get to people. We've got birthday. Of course, it won't be stamped, so you can put whatever sentiment you want on there and make it whatever you want, whatever occasion you want it for. Just a hello, a thank you. I mean, they're very versatile. That this paper pack, which I'm going to show you now, is so versatile, and you don't think about it till you start using it. Like I say, it wasn't my favorite in the catalog, but I'm actually really, it's really growing on me. So there's, I believe, 6 of each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course, I've already used some of these. So this is the side, and then you've got this side. So if you don't like those bold patterns, you've got this much more subtle pattern on this side. And then this is one of the ones we used on our card. And then we've got some stripes. So we can see that, oh, here's my favorite. There we go. And then we've got some diagonal stripes. And we've got this one. And we've got some more of that kind of little pattern. See, now this, me and Wild Wheat, we have a thing that we don't get along. I'm not a fan of the color, but, you know, I could find a use for it. So this, like, I would use this side on a masculine card or something. This is just not my cup of tea. However, I do love these flowers. So I could always fussy cut these images out. Look at these fun flowers and the leaves. I could do some fussy cutting and create a card using those flowers, and you know, it's not going to be so bold, and it's definitely not going to be that color. Wild Wheat. So here's one that we used, and we've got another stripe. Love that. And there's our fun Christmassy paper, and that's almost like a snow background, you know, like snowing at night time. And then we've got this one, and then we've got, see, this is not for me. Now that you may look at this and just go, oh, I love it. Everyone looks at things differently, so it's like, you know, I'm not trying to yuck your yum, but this one for me is just a no-go, but absolutely love this side of it. So, you know, you've got different sides. Whoop, I've got that one there. You've got different sides that you can use. That's a whole different paper pack on that side than it is when you're looking at the floral side. Okay, so don't be, if like loud florals are not your thing, don't be put off, because this is a whole nother ball game here. And I could see, especially with these colors here, a lot of masculine cards. These ones maybe not so much, but you could get a lot of different cards with these. I can see Christmas with this. I see Christmas with that, you know. So there is a lot of versatility in this paper pack. Don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone, because I created these cards today and I'm absolutely loving them, even though I wasn't a big fan of the paper to start with. But I love this. I love this card. Like, it all just comes together. You know, when you break them down and they're all on top of each other, and you start looking at them as little individuals rather than one big, you know, conglomerate of busy flowers. So I really do like these. You know, this paper has won me over today. It truly has. And this paper that I keep referring to is called Garden Walk. It's 162227 is the item number for it. And it coordinates with the Modern Garden stamp set. And then the modern oval punch, they come as a bundle. And then you've also got these fun blooming pearls, and then the ribbon that comes with this, the Calypso Coral braided trim ribbon. And as you saw, I also used the organza, glittered organza ribbon. So don't be afraid to go outside of a suite either. You know, when you see, oh, those two would be cute tied together. Oh, look what I just did. Those would be adorable tied together as well. I could have used both of these on there. Okay, so there's something you could do too. Like put more than one ribbon on, but go from outside the suite and pull other things in to use. All these products coordinate so great together. Okay, I hope you've loved today's card class. Again, this is good from today until October 2nd, 2023, and that offer is a free with minimum purchase. Excuse me, just had the hiccup. So you spend $35 or more before shipping or tax using the link in the description. Make sure you use that host code and I will ship you this kit free to your door. You don't get the embellishments unless you spend $50 before shipping and tax, and then I will send you a free pack of those embellishments as well, absolutely free to your door. And then you do get all everything punched out and everything cut and ready to go. Okay, hope you love it, guys. Have a great one. Take care. Bye now.